Well, hi. Welcome to this week's episode of Objectively Wrong, presented by the Next Man Up. As always, I'm John. That's 15. It is Conference Championship Week. And go Eagles. It's funny. You watch the Giants do that, which we were wrong about. We thought it was going to be like a game.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't. It was a game for about 10 minutes. And then we watched the Cowboys do what they did, and the Eagles are the last team standing. You go from 3 divisional teams to 1. Like that. It's adorable. It's really adorable. We're gonna break down the 4 games that occurred a little bit, and then we're gonna put our eyes toward the future for the losing teams. And I don't need to. I don't necessarily need to say this part of it, but I'm going to, as a mild spoiler alert. I mainly propose this idea as an excuse to talk about what the fuck Buffalo's going to do moving forward.
Oh, really?
And by the way, that actually has to be bleeped because we are in the first minute.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're not children compliant.
We are literally listed on Apple as clean.
Damn.
That needs to not be the case.
That's great.
But we are listed as clean on Apple. So, yeah. I don't know how to change that.
Maybe if they send us an iPhone, I'll change it.
What? Just one? Send us one iPhone.
You're on top of the line.
I just got a new phone. I did.
Yeah, you know what I have? I got 1 camera. It's got 4 now, John. There's 4.
Mine only is 3. Mine's got 3.
Oh, this is a 3?
Peekaboo.
Okay. I see you.
I also need a case for it because the cameras like protrude. So if you put it down, the cameras like keep it up. So I need a case in a bad way. I also don't know what MagSafe even is. Everyone's like, you got to get a case of MagSafe. I'm like, what is that? So I'm very out of touch.
You know what it's like? Because I don't have it. So you know what it looks like on all the commercials?
Just a circle.
It's like you got a piece of tape on your phone and you're like, I can stick it here, I can stick it here,
yeah.
I can stick it everywhere.
I got for Christmas, I got a like a charging station, which I've wanted for like a while. It's been literally a month to the day since Christmas. Haven't set it up yet.
Can we talk about charging stations?
Sure.
Why are they over $100?
I don't know. I don't know what mine costs as a gift.
Have you have you seen the prices on these?
No.
Like you get it from like a company that's like reputable, right? Like you get like a Belkin.
Well, it's called the word is reputable, but yeah.
Reputable.
It's not called a reputation.
You know who's
reputation.
You know who is reputable?
Who?
Rasputin.
The worst vocal exercise ever. Reputable Rasputin. Sounds like the worst vocal. We should start doing vocal exercises before the show. We don't. Can you tell? I can.
Well, yeah, they're like $140, $200. Again, we're paying for something to put on our desk and charge our phone.
What's the deal with airline food? It sounds like the start to your the worst stand-up special ever.
Yeah.
You plug it in, it's there. What? Why does it cost so much money? It doesn't work. Oh my god! Like what? What are you doing?
What does Riz mean?
Yo, we gotta talk about child lingo because God, it's so. MT made an Instagram, and the last day, he's been badgering me and our other friend Alex about ways to use Instagram, which we don't really know how to do anyway. And according to Alex, Snapchat is still in. Which, man, if it didn't alert me to hey, do you remember this shit you did 6 years ago? I wouldn't even remember I had the app. So, and then I open it, I'm like, ew. And I close it again for a year.
Which is funny because I use Snapchat every day.
That's insanity to me. That's nuts to me. The only things I use every day now, I use Instagram every day, but not to post. I just use Instagram every day to answer the occasional Next Man Up DM. Although I don't answer much of them, I apologize, but I have read them. I don't answer them, not because I'm ignoring them. I don't answer them because I don't really know what to say. So, and I don't want to be a dick, but I also don't want to be too nice. I want to keep a healthy middle. And the healthy middle is just passive aggression. But we do see you. So, hi.
No. He sees you.
I see you. I run the Instagram. And the Instagram will be utilized a bit more in a month. I have a pre-required time constraint over the next month that is keep precluding me from being able to function in our strengths at this moment. But anyway,
from being reputable to Rasputin.
Yeah, it's called reputable. But anyway, the point is, Teen's been made an Instagram, and his name was somehow taken, and he also we got this talking about like child lingo, and what was it you? Did you say that like bet was like peak lingo?
Like of like the last 2 years, I think
bet was stupid.
I think bet it's been 2 years of bet.
I hate bet. I think bet's dumb.
You think bet's dumb? I think
Riz is dumb too. I think it's all fucking stupid. Like, let's be real. Can we all can you all just say words?
No, I like
just say shit.
Do like saying bruh.
No, I say bruh all the time. Bruh's fine. Bruh's at least bruh and bet at least have ties to words. Bet is a word. Bruh is just a shortened form or drunk form of bro, which is fine. Riz, man. Riz doesn't need to exist. Just say you're a douche. It's fine. You don't need to say Riz. Just say I'm a douchebag. That's all you have to say. I can't wait. If we had more listeners, that would be that would have been fucking, what is that called? Boomeranged or whatever the fuck it is. You could gif that I'm a douchebag so hard. Just trim it and just put in I'm a douchebag. And now I'm aiding it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just Riz, man. Riz doesn't need to exist. Just say you don't have any. I feel like if you actively, unironically use the term Riz, you by default have none of it. I feel like that's what it gives me, that vibe. You know, the other day yesterday I said Alex, he gives me his favorite number is 10 vibes.
Yeah.
This gives me that vibe too. This gives me that vibe. If you use Riz, go to hell. I mean, it's fine. Who knows? Maybe a month from now I'll start using Riz, but I still call people bums. So, I'm really into the 70s slang. I clearly have not aged with the times. Yeah. Basically a boomer at this point. Speaking of, by the way, Allie and I last night, we watched the first episode of that 90s show.
Yes.
Not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. Has potential.
That 70s show was probably in my top 5 shows growing up.
Have you watched the first episode yet?
No, I'm waiting for it all to come out.
All right, so let me just say something real quick.
Okay.
I think the whole first season is out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you who, and I'm not going to say it on camera probably ever.
Okay.
But I think there were many actors in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody in it was fine, except for one.
Is it returning cast?
I am not saying anything about the person because I don't want you to think about it. I want you to get to the
end. I'm going to think about the entire show.
No, I know. I want you to get to the end of the episode and just be like, it's this one. I to me, it was obvious. And to Allie, it was obvious.
Can I get one guess?
Well, you can't have a guess right now.
I'm just going to say it.
Well, that's fine. I'm not going to say yes or no.
All right, it's Fez.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not telling you yes or no. Okay. There is one actor in the first episode, either old or new, that is, I think it's not. It might take me out of the show.
Wow.
Is how bad it is. I think the rest of the show, perfectly fine.
I heard the main character, she's great. They found the perfect...
I don't want to say my opinions on any individual character because if I do, it'll process of eliminate people. So I
heard she's the perfect daughter of Foreman and Donna.
There are so many... 99% of the show last night of the episode, very well done. That 1% is bad, though. That 1% is an obvious problem to me.
Speaking of that 70s,
it's almost Jake Lloyd bad.
You know who's a terrible person?
Who?
in real life.
People that bullied Jake Lloyd on the internet for 10 years?
No, the actor that played Hyde.
Who?
Hyde?
Oh, the rapist?
Yeah.
The guy that was like, okay, yeah. So I don't have to tell you he's not in the show.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I can tell you he's not in the first episode. Yeah, I also think he might have been acquitted. I don't remember. I don't want to accuse where it wasn't convicted, but there were problems, obviously. I mean, it was pretty heavily publicized. So, but anyway, we've gone very far off the rails. So let's talk about football.
You know who doesn't have Riz?
Oh my God. You know who doesn't have Riz? Daniel Jones. Which, I don't know. Pick the first game you want to do.
I was going to go with Dak Prescott.
Fine. We can go. I want to do Dak last. Can we do the Dallas game last? Let's do AFC first. AFC first. Let's start with the who the hell did the Chiefs play?
Oh, the trial is happening right now.
Great. Who the hell did the Chiefs play? Stop looking that up.
The Jaguars.
The Jags. I'm almost not going to have much to say about this game. Obviously, everybody's eyes are on Pat Mahomes' high ankle sprain. The Jags had a chance in this game, which tells me two things. One, somebody was hurting. Two, the Jags are not that far off. I see a good team. I don't see a great one.
I'm yet to be impressed by the Jaguars.
So I'm impressed by the Jaguars because they clearly have something. Because
I'm impressed by Doug Peterson, but
yeah, no shit.
The players don't impress me.
I just need this to stop now. Like, Doug Peterson is so much better than anybody realizes, and I understand. I just sound like I just sound like a fucking Philadelphia homer or whatever. But he's such a great coach. And I just don't understand why he doesn't get more respect. So, my chicken tenders weren't found. Big sad. I don't understand why he doesn't get more respect. Way more respect. The Jaguars were on a warpath of futility last year. They were on a warpath of we're bad at this job.
Trevor Lawrence will be out of the league in 3 years.
Lawrence was going to be out of it. He was going to be done. Dunzo. For good. And he put together a respectable season. And the running game improved greatly. The O-line looked vastly improved. You might need to pay Evan Ingram to keep him for another couple of years. He's only on a 1-year deal. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah, you probably should have taken Aiden Hutchinson over Trayvon Walker. Yeah, you probably should have done that. But, it's not like we said that. Oh, wait. But at this point, all these teams should be paying attention to our draft hits. Speaking of somebody with nuts draft hits, Mel Kiper just put Will Levis at QB1. I just want to make that clear. I want to put that out of the ether.
Why is Mel Kiper still getting paid?
Homie, I don't know.
Why is Todd McShay still getting paid?
I can't hear you over Bijan Robinson going 10 to the Eagles. Anyway, the Jags I think they're here to stay. They're going to be pests for a little bit. They're going to be around. I think they're going to only get better. I think Trevor has, he obviously made vast improvements over last year. So the question is, can he take the next one? Because the steady improvement has shown. So let's see what else you can do for us. There's plenty left in Trevor Lawrence. I'm fairly confident there's plenty left. So let's unlock it. And I think I said it when he was hired. Doug Peterson's the guy to do that.
And don't Calvin Ridley's a Jaguar next year.
Yeah, I'm not going to put stock in that yet. Really? I understand.
Because they need a real number one. They do.
Let me tell you something. Christian Kirk played like one this year. I'm just gonna. I can't disrespect Christian Kirk anymore.
I don't want Christian Kirk as my number one. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. If I played like one.
If I see Christian Kirk as my number one, I'm thinking I'm drafting a wide receiver.
If you look at his paycheck, 84 receptions, 1,100, 8 touchdowns. That's pretty fucking good. It really is. It's really fucking good. NFL receiver stats. I mean, where was he ranked this year? I don't know off the top of my head. Where was he ranked this year? I'm pulling it right now. Yeah, I mean, is he Justin Jefferson? No, but nobody is. Let's go to yards. See receiving yards.
It's probably like 10 or 11.
He's up here. He's just below Mike Evans and just ahead of Garrett Wilson. And he had one more catch. If Christian Kirk had one less catch for 5 less yards, Wilson and him would be literally tied.
Okay, yeah.
That's funny.
Garrett Wilson's a rookie.
I understand that. But Garrett Wilson was the only target on a bad team, on a bad receiving team.
Yeah, but look at the quarterbacks he had to deal with.
Bad quarterbacks who only threw to the first look. That's just the way. I mean, let's go down.
I don't think people game plan for Christian Kirk.
You probably should. That's what I'm reading off this. Amari Cooper had 7 more catches than Mike Evans, 6 more than Amari, 7 more than Terry McLaurin, 9 more than Jalen Waddle, 4 less than AJ Brown, 1 more than Wilson, 6 less than Metcalf. He had 3 less than Chase, but Chase missed like 5 games. Lockett, Higgins, these are all guys that had less catches than him. Ayuk, Judy, Juju. How the fuck did Michael Pittman have 99 catches for sub 1,000 yards? Jesus God.
You want someone with bad quarterback, no one else will throw it to. There you go.
Man, you ain't kidding. I might be looking at a bad receiver, though, too. So my point is, you have to pay attention to Christian Kirk. I think ignoring him at this point is at your peril. I think it's a bad choice. Don't ignore the man. He can play. He can ball out. Is he worth the contract? No. But he can ball out. He can ball out.
Well, we're talking about Doug Peterson and coaching.
Yep.
The award nominations just came out.
Yeah, Coach of the Year awards.
Dable, McDermott, Peterson, Shanahan, Sirianni.
Yeah, so I think McDermott and Sirianni are not official finalists.
I'm on the NFL website.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 because AP, the Associated Press, does the official list.
Okay.
And I think AP only had the top 3, which was Peterson, Dable, and Shanahan. Of those 3,
it should go to Dable.
It should go to Dable, but it could go to any of them.
Dable resurrected 2 careers in 1 year. Like Saquon was not a star anymore. Let me put
it this way. Dable took a bad team and made them respectable. Peterson took the worst team in the NFL last year, spent out the ass. Balky spent a lot of money, and then took elite tier draft capital and turned it into not the best pick. But they were able to build it quickly. The Giants didn't build all that much. They added Thibodeau and Evan Neal. Those are major adds. But the bulk of the team, like Daniel Jones going from the worst quarterback, one of the worst starters in the NFL to a respectable option.
Do we pay him $30 million a year?
Well, 30 maybe. But at this point, that's what quarterbacks that are bad cost. That's what a low-end quarterback costs. So the higher the quarterback market goes, the less insane the Kirk Cousins contract looks.
Oh, yeah.
It just still looks bad retroactively. So, because based on when it was signed, it's terrible.
Kirk Cousins also got fully guaranteed, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Wasn't like his first Vikings contract fully guaranteed?
No, because he's only on the 1. I mean, I know he re-upped, but
yeah.
Anyway, I don't remember, but it's irrelevant. They didn't even make it. They didn't even make it to this round. So who cares? They lost to the Giants, who we'll discuss later. Jacksonville is here to stay. I can't ignore what Jacksonville's going to do.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, he's on a 1 year, $35 million, fully guaranteed.
There you go. Let's go to the next game. We've got Cincinnati and Buffalo. Man, what a disappointment!
Right?
Not even because Buffalo has been a popular pick for the win to win the ring and all this stuff. The game just wasn't good. The game just wasn't good.
The game was awful.
Cincinnati's for real, and I think it's worth paying attention to at this point, that if Cincinnati were to get an O-line, they might be the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, but they'll never do that.
No, they'll never do that. Zach Taylor can clearly coach, and Joe Burrow can clearly throw. I've had enough. I've seen enough. And Jamar Chase is a robot. Still not the best LSU receiver in the NFL right now, but a robot.
Now, you said Zach Taylor can clearly coach, right?
Yes.
This is purely a question.
Go ahead.
Is he the worst coach currently in the playoffs? I think he might be.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. Yes. I mean, yeah, he has to be. I think Sirianni is tied with Shanahan, and then I think Reed is above them all.
I think Reed is.
Andy Reid's
the best coach in the NFL at this point.
He very well might be. I at this point, I mean, honestly, Pete Carroll looks pretty fucking good right now. But I mean, Pete Carroll took a bad team and made it to the wild card. So I don't really
comeback player of the year. Geno Smith should win.
Coach of the year, by the way. So first of all, Pete Carroll should have been on the ballot.
Yeah.
And the fact that Brandon Graham is not listed on the comeback player of the year list is kind of weird to me. And the fact that Hassan Reddick is not listed for defensive player of the year is insane. It's actually nuts. Because comparatively to stats, he's outstatted Parsons and Chris Jones. So it doesn't make any sense why he's not there. But who gives a shit? Hurts is on the MVP ballot, which is fine.
You won't win it, though.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to win it, so I'm okay with that. I don't want to win it. The MVP hasn't won the Super Bowl in years.
No, you know what? I'll save that for San Francisco.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to make of Buffalo right now. I'm nervous. If I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, I'm really nervous. The Buffalo Bills right now, man, they don't look. I'm not enthused. I'm not inspired.
I got many problems with the Buffalo Bills. I think the GM needs to be on the hot seat. Like all this defensive, all this defensive line talent that you've brought in. And then the moment Von Miller goes down, your rookies and your like recent.
There has been a little bit of bad luck. We can't just discount the fact that Von Miller wasn't.
Okay, but like look at the difference. Okay, you've spent how many first round picks on defensive linemen, and when Von Miller goes down, the defensive lineman just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, Ed Oliver is not the player he was supposed to be individually, and Greg Rousseau is better than you and I thought he was going to be, but again, not as high end as he probably should be.
And then you spent all this capital on corners. Trey White hit, but in an injured year, he played off. He did not play up to his standard. I'm not going to say he played awful, but he didn't play up to his standard.
Who didn't?
Trey White.
I mean, he was hurt a lot of the year,
but Kyer Elam, not really working out, is he?
Fine, but
There's
that's
flashes.
It. Yeah.
And now you look at the Bills. Both their safeties are gone in free agency, aren't they?
One of them probably is.
Jordan Proyer. Jermaine Edmonds is a free agent, and you're gonna have to pay out the ass to keep him.
Yep.
And like let's look at the wideouts. Stephon Diggs needs help.
He does.
Stephon Diggs.
He does. Gabe Davis, I think a year ago we made the comment on this show. I remember saying it. Maybe you and I didn't say it on show, but I might have said at one point I thought Gabe Davis is like one of those guys that a couple years from now is going to hit the market and get paid way too much money. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that anymore at all. I mentioned this last week. There was a TikTok I saw where somebody said Gabe Davis isn't a top 50 wide receiver. I think it's true. I think it's completely true because I couldn't disagree with 47 of his arguments.
I don't know how well this roster is actually built to win a championship.
They can't run the ball. They have one high-end O-lineman in Deion Dawkins. And if you have a quarterback that is
regressing.
Again, we said it last week, the most reckless quarterback, potentially the most reckless player in the National Football League.
You want another like reason Brian Dable should win Coach of the Year? Look what happened to Josh Allen.
What happened to Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
I think
Buffalo was supposed to be better than this.
I think the offensive coordinator needs to be changed. I think Ken Dorsey has actually hurt Josh Allen's development.
I agree.
I think serious questions need to be brought up about this defense and how it's failing to perform, I think the GM should be in the hot seat. And honestly, I think Sean McDermott should be in the hot seat. I don't think he should be up for Coach of the Year at all. He's only there because it's Buffalo getting all this publicity, and they made it to the playoffs, and yet they disappointed divisional again. Every single year it's like this.
I heard arguments online about how it wasn't supposed to snow, and then it did. Fuck you. It's Buffalo. It's supposed to snow. You have to be able to play in it. If you play there, you're supposed to play it, but you have to be able to play in it.
Yeah, why'd you draft Josh Allen? So you could throw in the snow.
By the way, early prediction, Bijan Robinson is a Bill. But
would be a huge get.
It'd be a huge get. It'd be a late first round get, but that's what they have to do.
I don't know if he makes it a late first. They might have to trade up.
Fine. They need a running back. I'm not saying, and again, I know this is the antithesis of what I said last week.
The running backs don't matter.
The running backs are pretty much
what does matter? Balanced offensive game plan.
That's the point. That's my point. You do not have a running game right now that can even somewhat be considered respectable. After week 1, I said, man, Devin Singletary is geared up for a good year. Nothing. James Cook started to siphon off carries. Nyheim Hines was a waste of a deadline move. Complete waste.
Great kick returner.
Fine. And that's it. Just a waste of a move.
What did James Cook cost? He was a second-round pick, wasn't he?
No, he was later than that. I think he was a 3. James Cook wasn't a 2. James Cook was a 2 as a bad pick. I don't think he was a 2. I really hope he wasn't a 2. He was a 2. It was a late 2. I'm okay with pick 63. That's okay.
Okay.
As long as it wasn't top 50. All right. 63, I'm okay. It's basically a 3. I'm okay with that.
So he was a late 2, early 3 pick.
A really late 2.
Yeah.
You got to get more production out of him than that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not thrilled.
Where did the Commanders get their running back?
He was late. 4th, something like that. Brian Robinson, something like that. Damian Pierce, I think, was a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess for the Texans, it was the entire offense was Damian Pierce, so that would be why that looked that way. Damian Pierce smells like Alfred Morris, a player that is really good early because he's the focal point, and then when they try to build around him, he gets lost in the shuffle. But again, I didn't think Damian Pierce was going to be good at all, so shows what I know about him. Tyler Algier, baby. Tyler Algier. Yeah, I'm nervous for Buffalo. I'm really nervous.
Alfred Morris is going to be Tyler Algier.
Tyler Algier is going to be a machine. You watch. Honestly, he's built like Alfred Morris, so who knows? I don't know. I needed more out of Buffalo, and I didn't get it, and I'm sad about it.
I mean, this. The entire year I've been no, Buffalo's not winning. They're never going to win it.
They're eventually going to. I have to assume that in my lifetime, I'm probably going to see most, if not all, teams win something. But what?
You would think. But on my deathbed, I'll look to my son and say, "You can switch teams. It's okay."
You know what? Yeah, I don't know about your team. He doesn't have any kids, right?
Does not have any kids.
Thank God.
That he knows of.
Yeah. You know what? Mark Davis doesn't strike me as someone with a whole lot of checks notes riz. So I think you're probably safe there.
Mark Davis has a ton of riz. Mark Davis, no riz. What riz is supposed to mean. You all are using it wrong.
No. Mark Davis doesn't have riz, swag, energy, attitude. Guy barely has any money. There's nothing he's got. He has nothing. He doesn't have a winning team. He doesn't have a coach. He only has a running back, and that's the last thing you need in 2023. Speaking on Buffalo, they should shell out for Josh Jacobs. No, they shouldn't.
Fuck it.
No, they should. They should. By the way, I said fuck it the Texans. Remember last week I said fuck it Houston for fucking Lamar Jackson, and then PFF a day later, it was their number 1 trade target was Houston. I was like, you know what? Fine. Fuck it. Houston. Yeah, I don't know, Buffalo. I don't know what to say. What are you going to do? What's the move?
You're going to go get Josh Jacobs.
Stop it. You're locked into Mr. Allen, which is fine. There's worse quarterbacks to be locked into. There's way worse. I'm not willing. I know MT is more willing than I am on this. to wave the flag on Josh Allen.
Oh, no. I said he was top 5. Let's chill.
What does that even fucking mean now? What does that even mean?
I'm saying Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback, but he's not 1. He's not 2. And you know what? It's not 3.
He might not be 4.
That's my problem.
But I don't know if we agree on the top 4. Do we?
Yeah, we do. No, maybe not the order, but we do.
What are your 4?
Burrow, Mahomes, Herbie, maybe Herbert. He's definitely not even close to 1 and 2. I think 1 and 2 are significant.
That's fine, but who would be 3 and 4 then? Because I do have a 4 in my head.
It's not Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Who's your 4?
It's Jalen Hurts.
Oh, okay.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Chris Canty. Have I shown you that video yet? Or did you see it?
No, but I have one last thing, okay, because we're on Jalen Hurts.
No, but all right, fine. If you want to rip him in half, go ahead.
Chris Sims needs to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You've lost it. You've completely lost it. You actually don't know what you're talking about anymore. It's coming off at this point. It's just blatant racism. Like there's no reason for this. Okay, great. Arm strength. The guy's in the conference and Zach Wilson's getting traded. What the fuck are you talking about?
Daniel Jones has a better arm than Jalen Hurts.
I'm kidding.
Chris Sims.
Oh my God. Daniel, you'd rather have Daniel Jones. Sure. I bet the Giants wouldn't. That's insane. It is insane to me how, credit where it's due, he's committing to the bit.
Dude, he needs to sign up with Skip Bayless.
It's getting that bad. His views must be down because that's the only reason I can possibly think of why that's his take right now. That his views got to be down. If you are still on the wagon of like, well, listen, I'm not going to argue. Philadelphia's roster is insane. There's a lot of quarterbacks that would be very good on this roster. I'm not going to argue that. Absolutely. But Jalen Hurts, I think, is one of the top 5 players on that roster. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a problem.
You have 5 offensive linemen, so I don't know if he's one of them.
I have 5 of the best offensive linemen.
I don't know if Hurts is the
By the way, though, withholding offensive I got to be honest. I watched the Eagles play against the Giants the other night, which, by the way, we're going to segue to this game now. My God, that O-line. I mean, it's gorgeous. It is a dream. For anybody that follows O-line, it is a dream to watch that team operate. Jason Kelce is one-handed pancaking Dexter Lawrence. He's half Lawrence's size. Like, there's no reason for that. Lane Johnson doesn't have a groin right now. He doesn't give a shit. Isaac Somalo is a free agent, and I am terrified.
Oh, God, please, I want him so bad.
He's the worst part of my line, and he's still good. Like,
I want him so bad.
Of my 5, he is very clearly number 5. You need a right guard, because that's what he plays.
Take it.
Yeah, he can also play left guard. He can also do center in an emergency.
I have a center, surprisingly.
You may not. The Eagles have 17 free agents. Mm-hmm. I know my team's going to look very different next year.
You think your team will look different? The Bills don't have any cap space.
How much do they have?
Like $6 million.
I at least have like 30.
Yeah. Like they have to assign draft picks and they have $6 million.
The problem is I definitely view Isaac as like one of the 3 players I have to bring back. Mm-hmm. But he's probably number 3. CJ Gardner-Johnson is number 1. He has to come back. He'll
be cheaper, right? He's injured right now.
No, he's back.
Okay.
Avonte Maddox is hurt.
Okay.
And by the way, he's limited in practice now. So we're not hurt. We have 2 dudes on the injury report. It's Lane and Avonte, both limited. We have no one else down there. So, and San Fran didn't practice McCaffrey or Deebo today because of injury, not just for rest. This might not be a game.
Let's talk about the Eagles.
But anyway, yeah, the Eagles situation is just. I have an unpopular opinion, by the way. I think the best offensive player on the Eagles is Devontae Smith. I think he's the best player on that offense.
Sure.
With ignoring the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
You want to count the O-line? Landon fucking Dickerson. But if you want to count the O-line, Landon. He's a machine, and nobody is noticing it. But that's okay. It's better when you don't. And Mailata is very good, but he is very clearly aided by the fact that Landon is on his right. Like, it's the fact that is the left side of my O-line. I'm like giddy talking about this O-line. And I have Cam Jurgens, who is projecting very highly in the event Kelsey decides to retire.
He should retire at the end of this year.
That's fine.
Like, I mean, he'll probably retire with a Super Bowl.
What's amazing, he already has one. But what's amazing about Jason Kelsey, he's 35. He's still that good. Like, he is Jason Kelsey's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm at that point now. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't argue it at this point. Number 62 is going to be retired instantaneously, and it's done. This does not need to be discussed further. He is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Lane Johnson, with another year of this, might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Landon is in year 2, so it's a little early for me to make that point. But he's outplaying Quentin fucking Nelson, who I thought was the best guard in the NFL. And I've watched both their tape this year. Quentin Nelson is not the best guard in the NFL anymore. It's that other guy. I'll give props to Zach Martin. No. Landon. He is mechanical. With the exception of the occasional ineligible man downfield penalty, which is just new this year, apparently. He's the best. Now, we'll have plenty of time to talk about the Eagles further, because we're going to talk about their matchup for the conference. Yeah, spoiler alert, they beat the Giants. But we want to use this time to talk about the Giants. We talked about Jacksonville and Buffalo. The Giants, dare I say, are in a better position than Buffalo? Like,
no.
Moving forward? Like, no. They have growth left to do.
Because they're about to sign Daniel Jones to a 3-year contract.
Probably.
They're about to sign Saquon to a 4 or 5-year contract. And they still need a wide receiver.
I'm horrified. I'm horrified by the number they're going to have to pay him.
I am too.
Oh,
because I have to pay the second.
Let me make it very, very easy for you, Mr. Raider. You need to sign yours first.
Yeah. Giants. Anyways,
if you don't, you're fucked. You are fucked.
Good tag.
It is so beneficial, and I'm not going to cheer an injury ever, but it is so obviously beneficial to both it's actually detrimental to the Raiders and Giants. I meant detrimental to the Raiders and Giants that Tony Pollard got hurt the other day. It's so detrimental. The Giants saw that, like, fuck, I got to put another 0 on there. Like, it's not good. It's really bad. It's of course worse for Tony Pollard, but it's horrid for the teams that need to pay running backs this offseason.
They need a wide receiver, John.
They do.
Richie James is their best wide receiver.
Potentially.
And you know who's the number 1 wide receiver on the market?
Free agent?
Yeah.
Who?
Nelson Aguilar.
Not the year to have this problem.
You know who's number 2?
Who?
Sterling Shepard, the Giant.
I reiterate, not the year to have this problem. Yeah, I mean, I know what
Lazard is going to get so much money.
Alan Lazard, yeah. Listen, I know what the Giants are doing in the first round, probably.
Get wideout?
Yeah.
Gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure the talent's there this year.
Out of your mind?
I think it might have skipped a year.
Jackson Smith.
Yeah, he's not there when they're drafting.
Go up there. I don't care. The Giants will have to go up. I'm not saying they're staying there and getting the guy. Get the fuck up there. You traded away Kadarius Toney for God only knows what reason. Go up there. Get up there. Or get Nuke.
So about that. Albert Breer, right? Really credible guy.
Yes, I still haven't blocked though.
Yeah.
I haven't blocked Albert Breer tips draft picks.
Oh yeah, it's really annoying.
I block. We have a standing rule when the team and I watch it together. We have a standing rule to just not look at his Twitter. But I just block him for the draft now.
But you know what he said about the DeAndre Hopkins trade? Because I knew you were gonna bring it up.
Of course.
Probably won't happen.
What, Nuke being traded?
Yeah, because imagine, like, think about it. Nuke's like what, 31?
30 something, yeah.
Yeah. He's missed 19 of the last 34 games, John.
Well, 6 of them were for a suspension. They weren't for injury.
Okay, don't do drugs.
Accidentally, apparently.
Don't do drugs accidentally.
Lane Johnson has 2 steroid suspensions. I can't even talk on that.
And he's gonna want a new deal. He's
Yes.
already making like I think 19 million next year.
Yes.
14 the year after.
Yes.
But he's gonna want a brand new deal.
Yes.
Want close to top of the line money.
Yep.
You're supposed to give up a draft pick also.
Yep.
Do you think that they're not going to get a 1? It's not happening.
Nope.
Do they get a 2?
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
You're asking me if they're going to accept it too.
Oh, they'll take it too.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that organization is poised for a rebuild, actually.
Well, it's a good thing they haven't paid the quarterback. Wait. Shit.
Yeah, if they did their homework, they would probably not have done that.
I'm going to check. I haven't looked at Kyler's breakdown of his contract before, but I'm about to. And then we'll continue with the Giants because this is not a Cardinals episode. There will be more than enough time to discuss Arizona.
Yeah, they're going to have to hire a coach.
Well, I mean, if they cut him this year, I mean,
they're not cutting the guy.
No, they can't. They can't cut him until 25.
Okay, they're not cutting the guy ever.
If they cut him now, it's a cap savings of negative 81. If they cut him next year, it's a cap savings of negative 29. Eatable, not good, but eatable. The Eagles ate 30 for 1 year, and they're back in the conference. We ate 30 on Carson.
So, anyways, DeAndre Hopkins might not be traded because at some point, the pick you're going to get isn't worth the talent you're losing.
Potentially.
Yeah. That's all I want to say about DeAndre Hopkins.
That's fine. No, the Giants have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do. I love how the potential out in the Kyler contract is 2028. Like, that's a real year. We're not making it to that. The Giants have a lot of work to do. They do wide receiver in the worst fucking way.
They could use a tight end.
They need to improve at O-line. They could use a secondary at all. You know who is hitting the market that I think the Giants should look into?
Bradbury.
James Bradbury.
Yeah.
There's not a fucking chance in the world. That man hates them. It's adorable. Yeah, he's not a big fan. I don't think that's happening. He picked him the other day too, which is kind of funny. I don't think I'm going to be able to pay him either, which I'm kind of upset about. But it is what it is.
I mean, he's gonna make a lot of money.
He's the number one corner of the market. There's no question.
He's gonna make a lot of money.
Absolutely, he's going to make a lot of money.
He's gonna make Aaron Jones' contract look reasonable.
I value CJ and TJ Edwards a little bit more. Like, I need both of them to stay. I would like to keep Bradbury, and I would like to keep Isaac. Miles Sanders is clearly not staying. Like, I know he's not staying.
God, free agency sucks this year.
Free agency this year is hard because all the free agents are running backs. All the great ones are running backs.
No, you got quality defensive linemen. They're just not going to end up in free agency, if you ask me.
Who are they?
Like Daron Payne. They'll pay him.
He's hitting free agency.
You think he'll hit free agency?
I'm fairly confident.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you could.
What are you going to do? Fucking tag him?
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely not. No. If they tag Daron Payne, Snyder needs to sell.
Snyder's already needing to sell.
I know.
What would change?
By the way, any people that listen to this show that happen to be Los Angeles Angels fans, my condolences.
Yeah, you decided
hear about this?
Sell, right?
Oh my fucking God. He needs to sell so badly. And when it was like, we're exploring a sale, I was like, oh my God, yes. And then he came back and was like, nah, And they just started being very sad.
I heard the public support and I was insulted.
No. He wrote in the letter, was like, we decided we have unfinished business. And the Angels was like, go fuck yourself. It's not good. It is the most unpopular thing to happen for the Angels in years. Like, this is not good. This is very not good for the Los Angeles Angels.
Let's move on to some winners.
Did we even do Dallas yet?
They're just such a loser.
We need to talk about Dallas.
Talk about Dallas. You're going to lose your defensive coordinator because he's going to be a head coach.
Probably.
You're going to you might move on from Prescott, honestly. That might happen.
Dallas, here's what I think Jerry is going to want to do. I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity to do it, but I think what Jerry is going to want to do is trade Dak. And not to draft a quarterback, I think he's going to I think Lamar Jackson is going to be whispered to Dallas. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would be very surprised if in the next couple of weeks we didn't start hearing legitimate rumors that Dallas has interest. So I would be very surprised.
Let's you know who Jerry's going to call? Let's call the Saints. Let's call the Saints.
Okay.
We'll give you Dak.
No.
8.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
With what fucking cap space? The Saints are still in hell. No, the Saints can't do it. No, Saints are in hell.
Are they still in hell?
Alvin Kamara, Cameron Jordan, they're still on that team.
Okay, send Michael Thomas with it too, so you can clear some gaps.
Right. I don't know what to make of what the Saints are going to do. The Saints, to me, are in like purgatory. I'm scared of the Saints.
I mean, that's why they hired Dennis Allen to be their coach.
Actually, I want to rephrase that. I'm not scared of the Saints. I'm scared for the Saints. I'm not scared of them at all. The Dallas Cowboys are in trouble. First of all, worst play call in NFL history happened at the end of that game. Ezekiel Elliott playing center is the funniest shit I've seen in years. I'm sure you had a plan on that play, but any play that starts with Zeke snapping the ball is probably not a good one.
Does he try to block?
He got his ass handed to him. He was sent to the shadow realm on that block. Like, it's amazing. It was a gorgeous moment. 2 years in a row, the Dallas Cowboys played the San Francisco 49ers in a playoff game and botched clock management.
Mm-hmm.
The Niners are lucky because Eli Mitchell made a mistake, a bad one.
I was
pissed. Bad mistake.
I was so angry.
I was furious. Eli Mitchell, Allie doesn't watch that much football. She's not that well versed in it. But when Mitchell ran out of bounds, I was like furious. And she was like, why? He got the first down. I was like, the clock stopped. When Eli Mitchell ran out of bounds, I was like, you motherfucker, God damn it. And I wasn't even sure who I was rooting for.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I kind of wanted Dallas to lose because I don't want the opportunity. I'm at a point as an Eagle fan for the remainder of this playoff. Kansas City, Cincinnati, San Fran, Philly. Any of them winning does not offend me. So I don't have a problem with any of these teams winning. I want the Eagles to win, of course. But if the Chiefs win, I don't care. If the Bengals win, great. If the Niners wid, shit. At least you had to beat me to get there.
You know, for me, one of these four are not.
Yeah, I know you're not. Yeah. So if the Eagles played Dallas in the conference championship, and God forbid Dallas happened to beat us, I would have been inconsolable for weeks. And I have a very major exam coming at the end of February. I would have been mentally unstable. So I'm glad at least Dallas has got. I had to balance it. Do I want to play Dallas because they're obviously worse, or do I want San Fran to beat them so they definitely can't win anything? I wasn't sure which one I wanted. We got that one. It is what it is.
So biggest losers. Dak Prescott. Sure.
Tony Pollard.
Ezekiel Elliott.
He already was a loser.
You know what? Elliott's a winner.
No, he isn't.
He's stealing money. He's stealing that contract.
He is. Oh, and with Pollard hurt, it's going to be harder to cut him.
Yeah.
But they're still going to. CeeDee Lamb needs to get paid soon, too.
CD needs to demand a trade is what he needs to do.
Maybe, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know what to make of where Dallas goes. Dallas might need a teardown.
They've been needing a teardown for years, though.
I said that 3 years ago. I said they had a 2-year window. This is now year 4 of that window. They haven't been intimidating in a while. And by the way, all those that crapped on my DeMarcus Lawrence's wash take, he's washed. He's washed. In the same way that I said it the other day. He's washed because he ain't the player he used to be. Each passing year, he's going to get a little bit worse.
Like Dallas free agents. Dalton Schultz a free agent.
Okay.
You're going to want to move on from Elliott.
Yep.
Pollard's a free agent.
Yep.
Is Michael Gallup a free agent? Feels like he should be.
No, they paid him.
Okay.
They shouldn't have, but they paid him.
Anyone on defense that's important?
I think Van Der Esch might be.
Yeah, but I said important.
True.
His team is a team that's probably going to lose their best coach and really feels directionless. So it's time for Jerry Jones to put his grubby hands on it and make it even worse.
Yeah, I've said it multiple times in the show. I do not think Jerry Jones is going to live to see another Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl win. I just don't think he's going to live to see it. The man is not young. The Cowboys are not well managed. The family insists on calling basically all the shots. And their official team Twitter account decided to air all the dirty laundry in the world out on Twitter.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Which was probably not the right choice.
That pisses me off.
It pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah.
It pissed a lot of people off.
The game if Dak Prescott didn't throw 2 interceptions.
The fact that it's still up is pretty. It's the Wednesday after the game. The fact that it's still up is kind of jarring.
We would have won the game if Tony Pollard didn't break his fibula.
Yeah, we would have won the game if Dak Prescott wasn't blind. Like, we would have won the game if Trayvon Diggs knew how to catch a ball. Like, it went through like the 7 stages of grief, but it was all the same stage, and all of it was just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, they were just it's like, here's this player, fuck you. Here's this player, fuck you. Here's this player. It was not good. It was not a good way to go about the end of the season. And I listen, I don't give a shit, fuck the Cowboys, but at the same time, from the unbiased perspective of, my team building brain, man, the only play is to rip that to shit. The only player you have right now
Micah Parsons
that needs to stay is Micah. Everything else needs to get, either you need to get it out or you need to make sure it fits. You've got, you're going to go the next year. Next year, they're not going to be competitive. They do not. Asterisk, as built. If they stay as is and stay the exact course, they're in bad shape. They're not going to be good next year if that's what they choose to do. Otherwise, I don't know, Washington or New York will win the division next year. Eagles won it this year, so by rule, they can't win it next year. But
if Daniel Jones wins your division, I will be angry. If Sam Howell wins your division, I'm walking.
next year would be the time for the streak to break.
Sam Howell winning your division. I'm going to walk away. I'm walking away from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned if I'm a Dallas fan. You're in really bad shape. You're in really bad shape. You're in worse shape than Buffalo. You're in way worse shape than Buffalo.
100. Wait, you know what? Dallas is in the worst shape of every team in the playoffs.
By far.
That's insane.
By far. Well, Minnesota's not in good shape. Minnesota's in pretty bad shape, actually. But Dallas isn't in good shape. Huh?
I'd rather have Minnesota. At least I have Justin Jefferson.
True, but they haven't paid him yet.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
You know who needs a wide receiver? The Bills. It would have been insane to see Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson.
You know what I just realized?
What?
JJ and CD are the same class.
Yeah.
Dallas, you got to sign him first. Because you're fucked if you do. Oh, my God. That's not going to be fair. I need to sign Devontae Smith yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only in year 2. He's not eligible, but
No.
Yeah, find a way, just under the table, like make it happen. Yeah,
NIL.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God. Oh no, that's not going to be good.
Let's talk about San Fran because I have a bone to pick.
Well, we can start talking about the next games now.
Sure, yeah.
So we'll go to Eagles, San Fran first. Let's start with San Fran. What do you got?
Brock Purdy should not be on the Rookie of the Year list at all.
No, he shouldn't.
There's no reason for him to.
Listen, I know we spoke this shit into existence, but it needs to stop.
It needs to be Chris Olave on that list. This is ridiculous.
Is Olave not on the list?
Olave's not on the
Who's
list.
on the wait? Read me that list. I don't think I saw the rookie ones. Who's
Kenneth
on the list?
Walker, Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
Both of them deserve to be on it. And Brock Purdy.
By the way, our WR1 and our RB1.
And then Chris Olave.
But he was number 3, I think. Yeah.
No, for me, he was 2.
No. We consensus Burks, I recall, but
sure.
I think we didn't realize.
But we did not.
We didn't consider the app.
Let's not pretend like I wasn't like Chris Olave.
We're very high on Olave. I was high on Jameson, and he's showing. He didn't start the year.
He was injured. Yeah,
he was hurt to start the year.
Brock Purdy should not be on that list.
No, Purdy should not be here. Is that it?
Wins it? Yeah. Well, you want
Purdy is one of 3?
Those are the top 3, yeah.
Jesus God. I guess Breece Hall got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce plays defense.
And Tariq Woolen also joined him on the defense with Aiden Hutchinson.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hutch and the 2 corners.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it should be.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it shouldn't be Purdy. It should be Olave.
It probably should be Olave.
If you want to argue Purdy's 4th, I can have that argument, but he's not 3rd. He's not 2nd. He's not number 1.
Olave had 72 catches for 1,000 this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason he shouldn't be on the list. No reason. Can't think of a good one at least. Michael Pittman's longest reception of the year was 28.
He struggled. Alec Pierce also struggled, didn't he?
He's a rookie. That's acceptable.
Anyways, I'm worried about San Fran. I don't think they can hold up.
Hold up for what? This year or in the future?
This year, specifically. I don't think the offensive line, Purdy was not good. I don't care what his stats say. Purdy was bad for 90% of that game.
I'm nodding in agreement.
He looked scared. The blitz got to him. He was throwing terribly.
It's important you're saying this, by the way, because if I said this, walking back everything we've said about Brock Purdy for a calendar year, it would sound stupid because it's.
Don't get me wrong. I still want Purdy.
Yeah, I still love the guy.
Yeah. But he looked like a rookie. He looked like a complete rookie. He was not ready. Micah Parsons terrified the man.
He did.
I don't think San Fran is in a good position whatsoever. Christian McCaffrey had an off day. I mean, he still got his touchdown, but look at his running yards. Look at his rushing yards.
10 carries for 30-something.
Yeah. EJ Mitchell had more.
Elijah.
Whatever. Wait, no, isn't it Elijah J. Mitchell? So I said EJ Mitchell.
Well, he's not an author, so he didn't go by E.L. James or something. He's just Eli Mitchell is his name.
All right. Good for you.
Look up his middle name.
You didn't need that little back and forth.
I'm looking up his middle name right now. And if it doesn't start with a J, I'm coming for that ass. Elijah Mitchell. It's an I. It's Elijah I.
No, it isn't.
It is Elijah I. Mitchell. Okay. Don't you look ridiculous now? I'm just kidding. He's always looked ridiculous. Stop. You can look at it as much as you want. It's not going to change.
I swear to God that guy puts. I swear to God that guy's EJ Mitchell.
Well, you're wrong.
You know what? Let's bring him onto the show and ask him.
Mike's there. Big fan.
Yeah. EJ?
Big fan. If you want to step out of bounds again against Philly, by the way, please do it.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Meanwhile,
All joking aside, yeah, feel free. No disrespect at all.
I don't remember Nick Bosa playing that game.
Nick Bosa played. Nick Bosa pulled up at the end of one of the plays. He was holding his like midsection. To me, it screamed he tore something in his abs.
So Bosa had enough.
I don't think he did.
He had two tackles. That's a Bosa. Okay.
They ran away from him probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean
that's the one matchup, by the way, that's interesting for the Eagles-Niners game. It's Bosa against an injured Lane Johnson.
I think the Eagles will be fine. I watched San Fran's defense like a lot during that game.
Sure.
Corner number 2, Lenore, I think his name is.
Don't know.
You're gonna pass on them. You're gonna pass on them a lot.
Yeah,
and it will. Like I don't think the Eagles will ever be like in a deficit unless San Francisco scores on their first drive and they happen to start first.
Right.
I'm honestly struggling to find a way to say San Francisco will win this game. And John is being quiet because this is his game.
I am. I'm gonna say stuff at some point, but I am waiting.
Like Purdy doesn't throw to Kittle. He doesn't.
He did this week.
Great. The offensive line, I don't think is going to hold up to the Eagles. Especially, you have a good run defense.
We have a very good run.
Yeah, McCaffrey's not going to run well. Your corners are going to hold up their corner. Like Brandon Ayuk doesn't scare somebody. Deebo Samuel is being used weirdly again. Like
apparently he's not healthy either. He didn't practice this week.
Like
it's only Wednesday.
What does San Francisco have? A good job. You made it a lot farther than you should have.
I'm gonna give Ayuk some credit. He runs a very silky route. He runs very good routes, and I say that from the level of he runs exceptional routes. He does. He's one of the better route runners in the league right now.
And then San Francisco's run defense is great, but who cares when the pass defense is in the 20s? And has to go against Devonta Smith. Sorry,
no, it's Devonta. It's pronounced Devonta.
Okay, and AJ Brown. You know what's funny? I saw a tweet from Devontae Adams. Like, if you're gonna misspell my name, spell it like Devontae because at least my name will have juice.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. I mean, I think this is gonna be a blowout. Unless, I mean, the Eagles get weird with play calling sometimes. They might just run the football for an entire quarter and let San Fran come back. There's a lot of dead air right now. I'm trying to cover for John.
I'm trying to be patient, but I'll let it rip. The Eagles ain't losing this game. I don't know what the score is going to be. Could be a point, could be 30.
What's the weather in Philly?
Cold.
Okay, but is it going to like rain or like snow?
I don't think so. I'll check right now. I've got it saved on my phone. It's raining tonight. It's raining right now, actually. No, Sunday. It's also not that cold on Sunday. It's going to be overcast, but high of 50. Not going to be that bad. It's going to be colder than San Fran knows it to be.
What's the over under, you think?
I think it opened at like 1.5. I think it peaked at like 2.5. I think the highest it would go would be 3.
I think Eagles are going to win by more than a touchdown.
I'm hard pressed to disagree. I'm very hard pressed to disagree.
It's currently -2.5 for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's about where it would be. I would be very surprised if the Eagles lost this game. The Eagles have never, in my entire life of watching them play, have never had a better opportunity to win a Super Bowl. They are clearly the best team on paper, and they are clearly the best team on the field. They're not elitely coached, but well coached. The quarterback does not make mistakes. The running game is bananas powerful because we ran for another 250 last week. and I've got 3 top-tier pass catchers and 2 receivers in Dallas Goedert. The only difference between this week and last week is I'm not playing the Giants, so Boston Scott's rendered useless.
Too bad, man.
By the way, he scored a touchdown. If y'all bet on it, you're welcome. And on defense, their O-line is good. It's not elite.
Mike McGlinchey really disappointed me when I was watching that game against Dallas.
Good, because that's Reddick's side. Reddick comes off that side. Sweaty is going to get Trent Williams. Listen, Trent Williams and Josh Sweat's going to be a fun matchup. If you want to watch elite against elite, that's your matchup. I think Williams is probably going to nullify Sweat to some degree. I do think that. Not to say that Josh Sweat isn't amazing, but Trent Williams is the first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's still that good. So, no, I don't think Trent Williams is going to Sweaty's going to make him, dare I say it, sweat a little bit. They're going to have to work, but Williams is that good. Interior, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis, Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph. Brandon Graham occasionally pops in. Milton Williams. I've got Robert Quinn healthy again. Reddick and Sweat screaming off the sides. TJ Edwards with the occasional blitz. Good fucking luck. Good luck. Good luck. You couldn't stop Dallas. Dallas had them in the trenches for a good chunk of the game. I'm picking Philly. And I might pick Philly again next week if they make it through. Listen, San Fran can win. I'm not saying they can't win. If the Eagles are foolish enough to allow Christian McCaffrey to get to the perimeter, we'll lose that game. The Eagles will lose that game. Because McCaffrey on the perimeter is spooky. But Kittle's going to be your best option because it's not like Ayuk and Debo are really going to make Slay and Bradbury overwork. Slay's going to get Debo because of the speed. Ayuk, I don't know if Ayuk's going to get a pass. Against Bradbury?
He'll get a pass.
With Purdy? Purdy underthrows. The Eagles could, if they want it, have Pick City all day if they want it. They could go Pick City. I'm not saying they will, but based off of the catches I saw Brandon Ayuk make this past week, Ayuk at one point was waiting for a ball to get to him like a punt.
No, Purdy looked bad.
Purdy did not have a good game last week. Brock Purdy, and this is the last I'll say on Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy in college was 12-4 at home and 10-13 on the road. That's not a good ratio. I don't need to tell you the math to tell you that's a bad ratio. And by the way, Jalen Hurts has played him before. Jalen Hurts beat him in college.
It was a great game, wasn't it?
Amazing. I remember watching it. It was an amazing fucking game. 42-41 when he was in Oklahoma. Nick Sirianni's college roommate is the head coach at Iowa State. 2 of the Iowa State offensive staff from the past 2 years is on my staff. We have the intel. There's nothing Purdy can do that can surprise this team. There's nothing. I don't know what San Fran has the edge in. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know where San Fran. I don't think they have the edge at kicker. They may have the edge at punter. Brett Kern's been N.
I like that you said that. So I'm actually going to use that as a segue.
Go ahead.
So I got into this argument this week. And
with who?
People.
I was going to say, you didn't argue with me this week yet.
Let's break down the Cincinnati Bengals and Kansas City Chiefs roster-wise.
Okay.
Because it's incredibly crucial.
What, point for point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who has a better defensive line, John? It's
Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Who has a better linebacker?
Although I will say I'm a massive DJ Reader fan.
Okay.
I love DJ Reader, but the Chiefs are the better line. And I think Chris Jones is overrated, but the Chiefs are the better line.
Is he defensive player of the year?
Well, yes, he is.
Okay.
I still think he's overrated.
Who has the better linebacking core? It's the Chiefs.
Bolton. Yeah, Chiefs.
Who has the better corners? L'Jarius Sneed versus Eli Apple.
Neither one, really.
Yeah. But it's Sneed's better than Apple.
Is Mike Hilton playing? I feel like we're only talking about Eli.
Remember how you asked that question last time? I told you Mike Hilton's their slot corner.
I'm still every time we talk about the Bengals defense, I wonder how they win.
And then who's got the better? I mean, DBs, corners, or safeties also.
Safety,
yeah.
Safety's advantage Cincy.
Jesse Bates came back, you think?
Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Okay. They're both good. They're both, and by the way, both free agents.
Yep.
Good year to be a safety.
Who has the better O-line?
I love that. Safeties and running backs. The year of the undervalued free agent. Better running back?
No, better O-line.
O-line.
It's the Chiefs.
Chiefs. The Bengals have a bad O-line.
Who's the better tight end?
Chiefs.
Who has the better wide receivers? Bengals. Who is the better running
by a lot?
Who is the better running backs?
Bengals.
I disagree.
I think
Mixon is not a good running back.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. You said running backs.
Yeah, I think McKinnon and Pacheco are better than Mixon and I forgot his name.
Okay, so I didn't because he's one of my favorite running backs to come out of Oklahoma in years. Samaje Perine is, I think, double the player Jerick McKinnon is. Because I think if you gave Perine starting touches, I think you would get 1,000 yards. I do think that.
I think Perine's an absolutely fantastic pass blocker.
The guy's a bull. It's really tough to get him on the ground.
But I think Chiefs win at running back. I think it's pretty
fine. I like Pacheco. I'm not going to argue.
I'm honestly at a point with Joe Mixon where I think he's closer.
Joe Mixon confuses the fuck out of me.
I think he's closer to Ezekiel Elliott than he is to a good running back.
He's better than Zeke.
The man ran 3.5 yards a carry.
It wasn't a good year, but he's better than Zeke. Again, he has a bad O-line. We know they have a bad O-line. They paid for one. It was still bad, and then it got hurt.
And then, all important, coaching. Who's the better coach? The Chiefs. Who is the better team?
Chiefs.
Bengals win this football game.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we said that last week.
Yeah.
Bengals are weird, dog. They're weird. Joe Burrow is like unflinching.
I'm done. You realize how done I am? Joe Burrow is number one quarterback in the NFL.
No, I'm not there.
I'm done.
But no,
I'm fucking done. If I have to pick one quarterback to take to herald my team,
if Patrick Mahomes wasn't a Chief, you would not be making this point.
No, my point is nobody cared about the Bengals.
Stop.
The Bengals were the most mediocre franchise ever exists. The Bengals were literally
no one's going to dispute that Joe Burrow isn't good. He's fantastic.
He revitalized an entire franchise, John. He brought a franchise from the dead. That's who I want.
No. You're going to stay dead. Y'all are going to stay dead in Vegas. That's where things go to die. It's where – what the fuck was that guy's name? That's where Trent Brown went to die.
Didn't he went back to the Patriots.
Yeah. By the way, no, we haven't mentioned it yet. Bill O'Brien is a Patriots OC again.
Yeah, good job. Goodbye.
No. You're going to win the division now. That's just going to happen.
You know who also we should mention?
What?
Because he's not going to become a head coach.
No.
Gerard Mayo.
They paid him so he wouldn't leave, though.
He's
valuable.
He's being groomed. I'm telling you.
He's valuable.
Yeah, he might be your next one.
He's valuable. He may be the next head coach of the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo is a valuable asset to that football team.
Okay.
I'm watching it. I'm really paying attention to him now.
Anyways, Joe Burrow.
He's good. He's very good at his job. Joe Burrow. He's a menace.
Literally Ohio Jesus. He's literally Ohio.
That's such an oxymoron. That just means Satan. Now, he's not going to get all the bluster because he plays in Ohio, right? He's not going to get all that.
Nobody cared about Ohio. Now they can't stop talking about Ohio.
Now they still don't care about Ohio. They like the Bengals. Listen, Joe Burrow's a really fantastic quarterback. He is. And I can't argue that. I think the top 5 quarterbacks in the league are those two, Allen, in no particular order, Allen, Hurts, Herbert. This season, those are the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL.
I think you put Mahomes and you put Burrow, and then the rest don't matter.
So again,
got to be honest with you.
I have my list as of this moment, and it has changed from last year.
Okay.
Right now, number 5 is Josh Allen. Right now.
Okay.
Because the recklessness is just giving me Carson Wentz Vietnam vibes. That is what it is. Right now, it's Carson Wentz with an elite arm. That's what it is. He's very reckless. He's trying way too fucking hard.
You know what it is? Brian Dable forced him to calm it down.
Yeah, he did.
And now Ken Dorsey's like, no, I need 40 yards on every play.
You need to pull him back a little bit because he's a danger to himself right now. Number 4 is probably Jalen. Just because of everything he can fucking do. He does everything well. There's nothing he does poorly. But he doesn't have the arm the other 3 do.
You know what I want to say about MVP awards? Because Jalen Hurts is not going to win MVP.
He's not.
And it's very clearly because he missed 2 games. Yeah. We are looking at MVP awards a little wrong. Just because a quarterback misses 2 games, if that team looks like the Eagles did when he missed those 2 games, maybe he's the MVP.
And Tina and I said it, and a lot of other people we noticed said it too. Those 2 games are evidence. Well, actually, Minshew played okay in the Dallas game. Like I'm not gonna front there. He played acceptable football against Dallas. The New Orleans game was a joke, and that 60-minute effort was as good of evidence as any that Jalen Hurts should have been MVP. I'm okay with him not getting it. It's the new
if you want to win the Super Bowl, you don't want to win MVP.
Yeah, I don't want to win MVP. So I don't give a shit about individual awards. Neither does Jalen. He said it's an honor, but he doesn't care. That's what he basically said today. He was like, it's an honor. I'm humbled, but we got a job to do. We're not done yet. We got 2 more to win. And honestly, fuck yeah. I'm ready to run through a wall.
All these like Twitter stuff, right? They're putting these stats up and they're like passing touchdowns, interceptions. Like we're just gonna ignore 13 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. We're just gonna ignore the
13 rushing touchdowns. Yeah,
we're just gonna ignore that. Don't worry.
Well, let's not ignore the 6 picks. 6 single digit. Chris Canty. I'm gonna send you the video of it. I wish we could just play it here. But Chris Canty did a 1.5-minute rant, obviously targeting Chris Sims. Where he basically said that it's insane to be doing at this point. You can't compare Jalen Hurts' value to when he's not on the field because the team goes as he goes, and that's the definition of a valuable player. He said it's almost the words paraphrasing it is almost unprecedented that Jalen Hurts' touchdown output to how few turnovers he's given up this year. 6 picks to the 30-something touchdowns he scored has only been done 2 other times in the last 5 years.
I think I just pulled my dog's tail hairs by accident.
Okay. Gross. He said it's only been done 2 other times. Aaron Rodgers did it. Mahomes did it. They both won MVPs that season. They both won them. Unless you think Jalen Hurts was throwing 2 picks against Dallas and 2 picks against New Orleans, he was going to maintain. So he probably should be MVP. I don't need him to win it. I'm kind of glad he isn't gonna. Give it to Mahomes and we can just stop this. He'll probably win it again. Because number 3 is, in my opinion, number 3 is Joe Burrow. I think number 3 is I think Joe Burrow is the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Wait, you're saying Jalen Hurts is 2nd best?
No, Jalen Hurts is 4. I'm going to say Herbert's 2. And
Herbert.
Listen, here's why. Purely because I see what Justin Herbert is doing.
Yeah, and I see what he's doing. He's losing football games.
No, he isn't. The team is. He's not. I am watching Justin Herbert. Listen. And perhaps this is similar in ways. Justin Herbert throws the best football in the National Football League right now. There's no question about that. He throws the best ball. Just like Matt Stafford did 15 years ago. He throws the best fucking ball in the league.
Great. So call 15 years when he's on a different team.
Stop. You can argue that the team is poorly built. Lamar Jackson is better than the Ravens are. This is not the argument. He's an elite player. He is the 2nd best QB in the NFL. I don't give a shit what team he plays for. I really don't care. Doesn't matter. The Bills right now are a better team than Allen is playing. The Eagles, we've discussed it. The Eagles' offense is insanity. The team is unreal, but the quarterback is great alongside it. Justin Herbert is individually unbelievable. The way he throws a football is sick. And it's better than Mahomes, who is number one, throws the football. Mahomes is just different, obviously. Because as you're watching Patrick Mahomes play football, you recognize that it is not moving at the same speed for him that it is for everybody else. It's obviously moving slower for him. But Justin Herbert is so individually gifted that if he were given the proper coaching, if all the pieces were where they needed to be, if the team knew how to be built, you'd have no problem winning a lot of football games. No problem. They won 10 games this year with what we called a bad coaching staff. Bad. You can't have a bad coaching staff and win 10 games in this league. I firmly believe that. You cannot have a bad coaching staff and win 10 games. And somehow he fucking did. They won 10 games, and that staff is shit. The staff is actually terrible. The OC was fired, and they won 10 games. That's sick to me.
John, I won 10 games last year.
Your coaching staff was fixed. The staff itself was not good, and then it was fixed purely on emotion. And you know that, and I know that.
Greg Golson and Rich Bisaccia.
Purely on emotion.
I'm just saying, Brandon Staley's a better coach.
No, I don't think he is. At this point, I don't think he's a better coach than anybody. Except for maybe Todd Bowles, who is a bad coach. I do not view, and I don't know what the hell Eberflus is doing in Chicago, but we'll see. Time will tell. And Jeff Saturday is worst coach of the NFL.
Jeff Saturday got a second round of interview. Jeff Saturday
I saw that. I don't even want to talk about that yet.
Like, Jeff Saturday might be the coach. They're going to draft Will Levis.
They're going to tank again. No, they're not. They're going to tank.
They're going to draft Will Levis.
No, they're going to go after Caleb. I just, my point holds. If you gave Herbert a fucking, let me ask you this question. Just imagine for 1 second. Close your eyes and imagine. If Justin Herbert got Doug Peterson. Epteen, your division the Chiefs would lose your division.
No, he wouldn't have.
I think the Chiefs would lose your division.
No, I'm actually fairly confident they wouldn't.
But you're not as confident. And the fact that first of all, Doug Peterson knows Andy, so that's already one tick.
Yeah, actually, no, I think that's a point against.
I think it's a 0.4 because Andy Reid is more conservative than Doug is. I'm an expert on these two men. Trust me.
Yeah, you're allowed to be an expert.
Trust me. I know these two human beings. He is far more loose cannon than Andy is. And Andy, in the 30 fucking years he's been a head coach in this league, still doesn't know how to manage it.
You know what my only negative for Andy Reid is?
Other than the fact he can't manage a clock.
Sure. I'm talking about like as a coach. Like
what do you mean as a coach? That's like the first fucking thing you need to know how to do.
I'm talking about like his coaching staff.
Go ahead.
He's too loyal.
He's exceptionally loyal.
He's too loyal. Bieniemy should not be on the squad anymore.
No. I'm gonna do you one way worse.
Okay. No. I already know where you're going.
Where am I going?
You're going to your offensive line coach.
You're right. You are damn fucking right. I am. Juan Castillo, you son of a bitch.
Like the quarterback coach is Kafka, right? Mike Kafka.
He's in New York.
No. Who am I getting wrong?
It was Kafka was there. It's Nagy, I think.
Is it Nagy now?
Nagy's back in Kansas City. I know that.
The enemy needed to have leave. You needed to have promoted Kafka. There's no way in hell you should have let him go to
Kafka's the OC in New York. He's Daboll's OC.
Oh my God.
By the way, that's a staff. Wink Martindale is the DC. Kafka is the OC. Daboll is the head coach. Okay, fine. You know what? I take it back. Daboll needs to be unanimous coach of the year. That's a ridiculous staff.
Andy Reid made a huge mistake there.
I said it last week. The Giants are the NFL's better when the Giants are good and when the Jets are bad. I also said fuck it, Houston last week. I was
Wouldn't it be funny if Rodgers was a Jet? The more things change, the more Brett Favre's a Jet.
The more you'll end up in the Vikings too. Son of a bitch. The stars weirdly aligned. No, wait. Shit. The contract expires.
Oh my God.
We did it. We found it.
You found it.
He's going to the Jets.
And you know what, like Jordan Love? You don't have a choice. 10 years down the line, you're a Jet.
Jordan Love, come on down. The Jets are just waiting in the back, just like, we've been waiting 10 years for you, Aaron. You knew this day would come. Have I ever told you the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I gotta watch that tonight. Just kidding, I have no time.
Have I ever told you the tale of Brett Favre? It includes a welfare scandal.
Includes a welfare scandal and dick pics. And some of the most egregiously thrown footballs I've ever seen. I am a big proponent of the Brett Favre is overrated as fuck club. I'm also a big proponent of the Terry Bradshaw's overrated as fuck club.
What's the stupidest thing? Like, this is going around in circles. You know who my comp was?
Just like the Packers are, team.
Yeah, you know who my comp was for Mahomes?
Oh.
Brett fucking Favre.
No, he's better than Brett Favre.
Yeah.
My comp for like Allen was probably Brett Favre because he just hucks the
my
shit.
comp for Allen was get him away from my team.
Well, no, you didn't like Allen.
I did not like
I looked at you and said, Allen's problem is the most fixable thing you can do. Then they fixed it. And now it's unfixed again. You need to fix it again. It's the same problem. Fix it. It's the fucking feet. Just point them. It's not this hard. Fuck. Get Tom House back in the building. Anyway.
What team were we talking about?
I don't remember. Kansas City? Oh, yeah. Yeah, talking about Kansas City.
So we both think Bengals are going to win this game?
No.
Here's
the problem. I don't know who I think is going to win this game. I really don't know. This is almost a predictionless take. And it's spineless to say that, but like, it's the better game. I think it's the better of the two games.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
I think Philly is going to beat San Fran. I'm fairly confident it's going to happen. Philly could lose, but any of the four scenarios is possible. Philly could. It's 8 scenarios, isn't it? I don't remember. I'm bad at
math. If you were Philly, though, you would much rather prefer to play the Bengals, though. Because that offensive line.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of targets on Cincy. I got a good secondary, but I don't know how good a secondary you need to deal with that. There's a lot going on there. A lot. And Avonte Maddox very likely is not going to be fully healthy if he plays. And I'm going to need him to be. It's tricky. It's a tricky one. I don't know who I want to play. Neither. Tie.
Quadruple overtime.
Listen, off the top of my head, yeah. I'd rather play Cincinnati for one reason. Their O-line. That's why I would want to play Cincinnati. Because I think their O-line is bad enough to where I can give Joe Burrow hell. Yeah, that's my take. But do I think it is weirdly serendipitous that the Cincinnati Bengals' first Super Bowl win in ever happens against the Eagles? Yeah, that sounds right to me. If you were the NFL scriptwriter, this is how you'd write it.
No, if you were the NFL scriptwriter, Dallas would have beat the Niners.
Yes, if you were the NFL scriptwriter, Dallas would have beaten the Niners. Yeah, that's another sign that the NFL is probably not completely rigged. Speaking of things that make people think the NFL, did you see the Damar Hamlin conspiracy theories?
What?
People think Damar Hamlin died and the person they brought to the Buffalo game is a placeholder.
Well, first of all, his heart stopped, right? So technically
he did
die.
But he is alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think that, first of all, if you're pushing some vaccine bullshit,
oh God.
You are beyond help. You're so lost. And that's fine. Be lost. I don't want to see you.
Be lost.
Go somewhere else. Y'all are disgusting. I laugh because it is just, it's getting progressively more nuts. They're like, people are like asking him on Twitter, like, you got to show us a picture so we know you're real. It's like, no, he doesn't have to do that for you at all. Not to mention the fact that the pictures of him have been taken constantly. Miles Sanders, in particular, have been posting FaceTimes with him on his Instagrams. Go look at those. They're there. If you really need a picture, because you're that fucking stupid. Like, I just don't. It's like, why was he covering his face? It was fucking snowing in Buffalo. It was fucking snowing. It's cold. You ever been to Buffalo in January? You're going to cover your face. You're going to cover your face. Or maybe he just had a heart problem. He doesn't want to get COVID. Maybe.
His immune system is shit.
It might be down.
He needs help.
Look at that.
You know what would help him? If everyone had the vaccine.
No, the vaccines apparently would kill them. Dude, I don't know anymore. People, man, they're sick.
Anyways, that's our show.
Yeah, I guess. We'll talk about the Super Bowl next week, barring any coaching changes, any major news, because obviously there's that 1 week. There's a 2-week gap between the conference and the Super Bowl.
Such a long week.
It's a long situation. We may only do one episode in that gap. It'll depend on news. We'll need coaches to get hired for that. We're still waiting on all of them, I think. Mm-hmm. Which tells me D'Amico Ryans, Jonathan Gannon, and Shane Steichen are all getting jobs.
I think everyone's kind of waiting for Ryans.
I would be. I think he's a great. I think he's a fantastic candidate.
I think it's like, I think once he falls, the dominoes will fall.
The dominoes will go. Yeah. So I have it. I think the betting odds right now are Shane Steichen's going to be the Panthers head coach. And
no, I think it's Frank Reich.
I'm just telling you the high odds. These are the current Vegas
Steve
odds.
Wilkes, Frank Reichs are both more likely.
I think it should be Wilkes. I think it should be Wilkes.
Oh, I think it should be Wilkes. Yeah, very easily.
And I can tell you right now, if Shane Steichen gets a head job somewhere, shortlist Frank Reich for my OC. And if Gannon leaves, shortlist Vic Fangio for my DC.
I don't think you have a chance.
Fangio's in my building already. I have a massive chance.
really, really think Fangio is a Dolphin. I really do.
So Fangio, here's the thing. The Eagles, Fangio works for me already. He works for the Eagles already. So you just got to pay him more at that point. Like, it's not, and the Eagles have shown Jeff Lurie, obviously the coordinator salaries aren't public. Jeff Stoutland is probably making $1 million a year, right? As the offensive line coach. With that line, you kind of
honestly, like, should it be less? Like,
I don't know.
Do all offensive line coaches not make like $1 million a year?
No, I don't think they do.
Wow, head coaches get paid too much money, dude.
Head coaches get paid. Well, no, head coaches have the most work. They have to oversee every position. O-line has to work on their 10 guys.
I kind of would have thought like O-line, like every position would have like close to $1 million.
Not necessarily.
I wouldn't think like the top would be $1 million. You know,
it might be for a coordinator. I think it might be. I don't remember exactly. I could be completely talking out of my ass and not know what I'm talking about. I don't know if Jeff Stoutland happens to listen to this. It's like, million. I wish I got that. I wouldn't know. So I don't know.
Sean has a fucking like shirt that he wears constantly.
I do. Yeah. So the Philadelphia Eagles made a shirt for the Eagles Autism Challenge. So all the proceeds go to charity. And it's just a dog face. And around it, it's a Stoutland University. And it has the O-line slogan, Hungry Dogs Run Faster. It's my favorite thing I own. And I would love to wear it all the time. I'm not currently wearing it. I'm wearing a different black shirt. But I've been wearing the Stoutland U shirt and then over it my Dawkins jersey for each game so far. They've been, we only played the one playoff game, but since I've had both things, I've worn them both at the same time. And I will continue because they haven't lost yet. And this beard hasn't been shaved yet, and it won't be until they lose. If they win the Super Bowl, this is never – I'm kidding.
If they win the Super Bowl, you know what that means, right?
What?
You have to keep that beer until they lose their next game. You keep it until next season.
I will not.
Preseason doesn't count.
No. By the way, I'll talk to you about this on mic, actually. I don't need to say that on mic. So, yeah. But yeah, that's the show. We'll talk to you one more time before the Super Bowl, barring any other major news. And till then, enjoy the games. And if you're going to be an idiot on Twitter, just talk about only football. Like, don't talk about DeMar Hamlin anymore. Like, you don't, because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have a fucking clue. All right. Good talk.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Rip Panic at the Disco.
Oh my God. I'm actually wearing a Panic at the Disco sweatshirt right now. I'm wearing my Panic sweatshirt.
Okay,
right
now goodbye.
I'm so sad. See ya.